Hi and welcome to our webinar today called How to Manage Stress in 11 Minutes or Less. Some people asked me, I talked to some friends also yesterday about this topic and they asked, but Galina, why 11 minutes? And I just like the number, I must say. And sometimes even 5 minutes are enough to manage stress, but I somehow like the number 11, and it also gives us the time needed to do a couple of different activities so that we can really relax, manage the stress, and then be focused and straightforward and in our best shape possible for the day. So let's get it started and see how it's going, how we are going to implement the method today with you guys. I'm very happy to have you, very happy to see you, some new participants today as well. We can take a minute to discuss what are the things that are stressing you right now or also in the past. Feel free to write it in the chat if you want. It can be something very specific or also general activities or occurrings, no matter what. What are the things that are stressing you? I'm stressing myself in general that I should do more. And if you would put a number on how much time during a day do you feel this way, stressing yourself in general that you should do more? What is the number? Too much. Give me a number. Let's say you sleep 8 hours a day, so 16 hours are left. For 6 hours minimum in total. I get stressed at the start of the day or week when I see how many things I need to do. And I know that from the people that I love so much and I love working with so much, who are the multi-passionate people, the people who want to get a lot of things done, who want to execute on different projects in the different areas of their life. And the good news is there are several ways on how to manage yourself in order not to get stressed, or even when you get stressed to overcome it. And those ways are long-term and short-term, or the short-term are the so-called jumpstart or first aid kit ways. Okay, now depending on the environment that you are in, if you have the possibility, grab a piece of paper. Wow, you're very well prepared. Great, I love it. And now imagine that this blank piece of paper is going to be our Google Maps. Why? When you have visited a friend, let's say in a different part of town, and you want to get home and you want to see if you're walking or cycling, how you're getting home. First thing you do is that you determine where you are, right? So imagine this is Google Maps. Now we need to locate your current location. And for this, just put a pin similar to Google Maps, a pin somewhere. No matter if it is in the middle or in a corner, it doesn't really matter. And with this, we start determining what is the issue in general. So now our goal is to determine, when you think about one specific situation that is stressing you out at the moment, or the examples that you just gave, remember one situation and then write down what is happening there. Anything that comes to mind. For example, it is too early in the morning. I'm not awake yet. I haven't had my coffee yet. Phone is ringing and I got bad news. Or it is the thought of yesterday's challenge, which I didn't manage. Just write a couple of things down. Now you can also write down who is involved. Who are the people that are also involved beside you? Maybe it's your customer or partner, your child, if you have some. I'm also addressing the people who are watching the recording later on. Who are the people involved? And now write down a couple of entries on what are you thinking and what are you feeling. You can link them to the people or the different thoughts that you have been having. Here are some examples. It doesn't matter if it's a bullet point list or if you put it all over the place, it doesn't really matter. But I want to have a couple of things about what you are thinking in that moment and how you are feeling.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes. So you put on the same paper a couple of things about what you are thinking and how you are feeling. Let's say on my map, there is cloud because it's very cold right now and it's raining. And this is stressing me out. And my thoughts are, oh, I wish I would live in a different country, or I wish we would have a different weather, and I feel depressed. This could be one example. Or when you say you have too many to-dos on your to-do list, it could be a thought in the line of, I never get my to-do list done. This is a thought. And then I feel guilty because of the thought that I just thought. And now let's narrow it down and let's define what is the actual problem in the whole picture. Do it as intuitive as possible. What is actually the issue? If you need some examples or ideas, let me know. The problem could be something like, it is their fault, they are stupid, or they're not friendly, or it could be I have never learned time management, or it could be I don't get my work done and then I don't get paid, or I don't stop overthinking. And now next, what is it that you want? It doesn't have to be connected to what we just wrote down. Just in that moment when you hear the question, what is it that you want? Write something down. Is there anything that you want to share or anything that you want to clarify? No, all good. Okay, now let's go towards the thing that I want. What can I do about it right now? What is the smallest possible step that I can do right now? For example, put it on my calendar. And now we need to link it to something meaningful to you. This could be something in terms of your life mission or what you want to do in life, who you want to be in life. For example, that you think, I am someone who creates a community and beautiful products and beautiful memories with my loved ones. This is who I want to be. I want to be someone who makes other people's more beautiful. Or you want to be, I am someone who gets people together. Or I am someone who is going to change the school system. It can be something very small and very general, or bigger and specific. Our goal is to find something that really moves you, something that when you think about you being that person, you feel on fire, you feel as the real you. You feel like you want to live it every minute of the day. It can be connected to your different roles in life. Like, I want to be a kind human being. I want to be a good sister or a good mother, a good partner for my partner. I want to be a businessman, businesswoman. And now go back to what you write down in terms of the problem and the thing that you want to do, and remember who you are and who you want to be in future. And from this perspective, that person that you are and that you want to be, how are they going to react? What are they going to do next? Is it clear? Do you get good answers and answers that feel right and change something for you? Feel free to switch on your camera if you want, or use the chat. I will summarize the process briefly. So it's basically, and feel free to close your eyes as well, because the brain possibly is going to look at what you just wrote and try to make it perfect and try to do the exercise in a perfect way. And that's not the goal. The goal now is to just imagine that white piece of paper, which is your Google Maps. And you want to determine your current location in that moment of time where you feel stressed, no matter what it is about. It can be something very small or very big. It can be something that happens for the first time or that happens to you over and over and over again. No matter what it is, it deserves your attention if it is there. So you first determine your location by writing down where you are right now. For example, I feel lost. Weather is awful. Or I have so much to do and at the end I do nothing. Customers are calling and they have been unpolite or they don't like the product that I sell. Then I want you to make clear what your single thoughts about it are. And this is something that helps you, for those who have visited our first webinar, it helps you to reduce the negative thoughts, which are normally approximately 80% of all the 50,000 thoughts that we think a day. And we have learned that 95% of all the thoughts that we are thinking come again and again and again. And with this exercise, we can break that chain. So back to, what are the thoughts that you are thinking and how are you feeling? Who are the people involved? We normally have two cases. Either there are people involved and those people stress us with something that they do or they don't do, or it is us who stress us and the expectation that we have about how we should behave, how we should be. So briefly, you can determine, is it you who stresses you out because you don't fulfill your own expectation, or is it other people? And now one of the most important parts of the webinar is to look at the whole situation from the point of view that what stresses us out is not what is actually happening, but the way how we interpret it and the way how we react towards it. Meaning, if you have an appointment and the other person doesn't show up, it stresses you out. But very often, it is not the fact that they don't show up that stresses you out. It is most often the fact that it has happened already and you didn't show your boundaries. You weren't clear enough that this is a no-go, that you didn't dare to cancel the contract with that other person, for example, or to break up with them. So try to look at the thing from that perspective, that it is probably not the fact that someone else is doing something, the problem, which is stressing you, but it is mostly your own reaction or lack of reaction that is stressing you. And now I want you to remember or to imagine who you want to be in general. What is your purpose? What is your why? Who is the person that you want to be? This can be something very specific or general. For example, I am a kind human being. I am a loving person. I am understanding. I am professional. I am business oriented. I am results oriented. I am people oriented. I am someone who respects families and groups of people, or I would do anything for my family. It can be something more work oriented, like I want to innovate the field of or I want to create that product. I want to be successful in what I do in terms of money or impact, buildings, whatever it is. And now from that perspective, because you want who you are and who you want to be, from that perspective, what can you do about the problem which you're having right now? This could be looking at it from a different angle or acting upon it. And now I invite you to remember or even to put on your favorite music. You can just listen to it in your head or really put it on. And if you don't have music or if you're not such a music lover, you can just shake your body. So we need now something for approximately 30 seconds, which activates our body. You can stand up if you want, you can jump a little bit, you can shake your body like ouch, like really only your hands and your head if you want, and your shoulders, but activate your body. And if you have your favorite song, start singing it. I will not do it right now because of respect. Or if you have the time, you go for a walk, even if it is only 2 minutes around the building. And then as the final step, you take action. And with action, I mean the things which have been proven to deliver the most and the fastest amount of happiness that we humans get, which is do something for someone else. And this could be as simple as you giving a smile to someone, or you sending someone a WhatsApp message with a smiley. It doesn't have to be a long message. Just saying that the day before was wonderful, the weekend spent with them. Or you go on their LinkedIn profile and you give them a recommendation, or you comment on their post somewhere. You don't even need another person in order to do good for them. Another thing that you can do to take action is to send someone love. It can literally happen in 30 seconds. You imagine someone, the easiest way to do it is with someone that you really love. And by love, I mean appreciation, respect as well. So you imagine their face, you imagine seeing that person in front of you, and you just send them love. And in your head, you can speak with them as well and tell them what you appreciate about them. And remember how cool they are. And a third thing that you can do in order to take action very, very fast is to get something done. And it can be something very simple and very fast and easy to do, something such as do your own bed or do the dishes for 2 minutes or throw something away. And when you combine the clarity by the localization issue, then you get the clarity out of getting things out of your head, making them tangible, visible, making them clear to see patterns where the issues come from. Then you remember who you want to be. Then you decide on how that person that you are and that you want to be acts on that challenge. Then you activate your body and you do something, you take action in terms of you send love or you do something good for other people, or you get something done, even if it's in your household or you're in the office, you just make a cup of coffee for your colleague. This could be something as well. And then the results of that work, and it can be easily done in less than 10 minutes even, the results of it is that you don't allow that big cloud, which is everywhere around you, to take over. You put it on paper, you focus, you get the clarity, you remember what is your North Star, and you let yourself be led by that North Star, which helps you to forget anything else, not in terms of ignoring all the other issues, but focusing. Same as when you go from Munich to Hamburg. Of course, you can go 20 different other routes, even through Spain, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's not right, that there is a possibility, but it doesn't matter because you want the fastest way to Hamburg. And then you activate your body, and then you go in the energy of appreciation and love by doing something for someone or sending them love, paying compliments, making them feel good. And then you're ready to go. So that's basically the short-term version of how to tune yourself into reducing stress when it happens. So any questions or thoughts about it?
I just wanted to say that I really like the aspect of doing something for somebody else. I think it's something quite easy to do, as you said, and that it makes you feel better instantly, you know. And then you might also like remember what is really important, like, you know, that maybe the thing that is stressing you out is not as important, it's in your head, but like what is important is like, I don't know, even love or the people who surround you or whatever. So I think that's something very cool. I really like it.
I'm very happy to hear it. And even if it is on Instagram, and even if it is only liking or commenting with one emoji, someone else's post, it not only gives you the power, it puts you in the position of strength because you are then a caring and loving and respecting person. And that's the best possible position that you can have in order to make the next segment of your day a positive one. But it also gives you the possibility to connect with the other person in a new way. Even if this is someone that you have been friends with for a very long time. For example, for the past couple of days, there have been those awful events in Afghanistan. And when you go on the wall of someone that you're friends with and you see what they're posting about it, you can connect about it with them. You can even come together and come up with interesting ideas and solutions about what to do in terms of being good citizen and do something for the people in need. And in this way, you can instantly connect with each other on a different topic, on a different level. But even the sending love, this is also something that I have been using not only in stressful situations in terms of work-related stress, for example, but also because I have been fighting my not so positive relationship with dogs. There are some dogs that I'm really afraid of, especially the dogs that I can't really estimate if they're friendly or not friendly. And sometimes when I'm in the park and there is a dog not on the line, what I do in order not to show fear, because I know that they can smell the hormones, and what I do is I have imaginary vault with images in my head. And those images are, for example, the faces, the big smiles of my 3 godsons. And there are small kids. One of them is still a baby, so to speak. And every time I think about them, I remember those pictures. I see those pictures in front of me. I can't feel fear.
Mm.
And this is something that we can do when a customer calls, when the coffee machine breaks down and we have a big issue. No matter what happens, we can have those pictures which are just waiting, sitting there and waiting for us to pull them out. But for this system to work, it needs to be as simple as possible and at one place. For example, if you want, I can send you a list with the different questions which are to be answered, which we covered today. This is one thing to do. And if you want, you can create one folder at your computer or one album with images on your smartphone, for example, with such pictures, so that when times get stressful, you know where to look. Because when we feel good, of course, it's normal that I know how my godsons look like, or I know that I love them and they always cheer me up, for example. But when I'm stressed, I don't remember a thing, so to speak, first. But if I know that on my smartphone I have this album with images and even with a screenshot of my favorite songs, for example, and then I remember, now I remember this song is a song which helps me to activate my body. Then I go on Spotify. So this is another recommendation that I have for you. Good. Any questions or remarks? Is this something that you are going to implement? What do you think?
I believe it helps really, in the good times, like let's say now, so I am not stressed now. It's good to learn some methods, some tools, some techniques, and repeatedly, even though, in this moment I am not stressed, but I am hearing some of your recommendations for several time, or from others I heard similar stuff, and it's just, it's just repetition is important. So when the stress situation comes, I can then remember on it, and it's not just I heard it once and I forget it when I am in stress, because right like this, maybe it will come earlier and I will not fall in that very stressed situation again, because there was something, right, I have some pictures, right, I have Spotify, right, I have some music. So let's go out from this situation and let's look at the stress from a different perspective and come up with a fast solution for that. So thanks.
You're very welcome. One thing that I have been thinking about, and I'm curious to hear your opinion on it, is to create an audio file, so that in such a situation you can put on the audio file something similar to meditation. which helps you to answer the questions in your head, for example, but you don't need to work, you don't need to write so much, and it doesn't get too complicated. And then with my voice, so to speak, I guide you step by step so that you go through it. And especially in cases that you have been doing it for a couple of times, then it gets easier and easier and faster and faster. And at some point, you don't really need to even listen to it. But you know, oh, this is something that works. Okay, I sit down, I imagine the Google Maps map, and then I do this and that, and then it is going to work even within 3 minutes. What do you think about it?
Sounds good.
I also think it's cool because it's like the easier it is, and it is easier to just listen to an audio file than to go through a list and write it down. I think the more like
the better it
will implement it better. Like the
Mm.
ability to implement it is higher. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think it's cool.
Mm. Okay, so would you be interested for me to record it now and send it to you with that recording, just for you?
Yeah.
Okay, and Lara, in terms of long-term stress management, I recommend you to visit the webinar on the topic of how to discover your life mission and then live it on a daily basis, because this is basically for you to determine your life mission in a deeper level that we just scratched it today, but on a deeper level. And then I give some advice on how to use it in the morning and in the evening and on a weekly basis, then based on the events that you have during one day. And then when you do it repeatedly, then you feel at a different level.
Well, thank you.
Okay, then thank you for participating, and thank you for everyone watching at some point in the future for taking your time, investing your time. And I congratulate you to investing time in yourself and in your development of becoming the best version of you. Hope to see you and talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.